Hey y'all, I'm Bryan Reeves, Bryan with a Y, Reeves, life and relationship coach and blogger and author. And I had a profound epiphany the other day that I want to share with you because I think it can make a massive difference in your relationship experience. I've been exploring this with the couples that I coach, but it really hit home during a recent exchange with my own girlfriend. And yes, for those following along, we are reunited and it feels so good. I won't do that again, I promise. Look, it all came so clear to me. I saw how my girlfriend and I fall beautifully into this classic masculine feminine dynamic, this pattern in relationships that when we're ignorant of can cause massive havoc and discontent. And this doesn't matter if you're straight or gay or otherwise. This is about the dance of masculine and feminine energies in intimate relationships. And this is what happened. We'd had a kind of an awkward conversation. It was confronting to me personally. And she sent me this text message afterwards that said, "I really care about your feelings." Now, my first thought was, why? I don't even care about my feelings. And bam, that's when I realized that she, my partner, in her predominant feminine way of being in the world, she's a defender of feelings. She's a feeling fighter. Years ago, I learned from David Data that the feminine in us all, men and women, values connection. And connection happens through emotional expression, emotional content. Think about it. It's like we're all swimming in this ocean of feeling, the feeling tone of life, the feeling experience of life. And the feminine is that ocean of feeling. That's why my girlfriend loves it when I share my feelings. And what do most men hate to do? What do most masculine people hate to do? Share our feelings. So why is it challenging for the masculine men, myself, or even masculine women to share our feelings? Well, I also learned from David Data many years ago that the masculine in us all is that which identifies with consciousness, with the witness. And our masculine value is freedom. So in other words, if the feminine is the feeling experience of life, the masculine is that which witnesses, is the consciousness that sees, right? So in these human bodies, as masculine, more masculine people, myself, my value is the freedom to think whatever I want to think. Right? And think about it. Our entire modern world is built on the idea of freedom, the value of freedom. Give me freedom or give me death. Freedom of speech, religious freedoms, democratic freedoms. I mean, Braveheart, freedom! Men, mostly, will die for freedom. Will kill for it too. We're freedom fighters. That's what we identify with, fighting for freedom. So when my girlfriend sends me a text message saying that she cares about my feelings, I don't immediately value that because I would rather she tell me that she values my thoughts and perspective. I'm allegiant to rational thinking. Like men all over the world, we're always arguing for our own rationalized way of seeing things. And if you oppose what looks rational and sensible to me, I will resist you. And when I do this in relationship, we're sunk. When the feminine doesn't make logical sense to the masculine, which is only always, we call her crazy, irrational, and far worse. And we close our hearts, we shut down or withdraw, or we fight, right? Either way, relationship breakdown happens. And I see this in the couples I work with constantly. Conflict often taking the shape of one person constantly yearning to have their feelings acknowledged and appreciated while the other partner is constantly fighting for their own rational view of things to be acknowledged and honored. And it becomes this endless cycle of, you don't listen to me. Well, you're not listening to me. Well, you're not listening to me. And both of you are right. No one's listening to anybody because you're not listening in the same way. One of you is in the feeling experience and the other is in the intellectual rationalizing experience. So what can you do about this? Well, first, I invite you to notice in your relationship experience, are you fighting more for feelings to be acknowledged or for freedom of thought? Right? You might find that you're fighting for both because we all ultimately want both. But in our intimate relationships, most people tend to lean in one direction or the other. And your partner tends to lean in the opposite direction of you. That's the dance of intimacy after all. So, if you're more of a fighter for feelings, a feeling fighter, then your partner is probably more masculine than you, or at least you want him or her to be more masculine than you. So when conflict arises, I suggest the following. Number one, honor your partner's freedom to think, do, say whatever they want. Literally say, I respect your perspective, your opinion, your thoughts. But number two, still acknowledge and share how you're feeling in the face of it all. And ask your partner to just feel you. You've got to tell the truth about your experience. Now, they probably won't know how to feel you. This is a work in progress for a predominantly masculine, rational-oriented world. But the more that you can assure them that there's nothing they have to fix, that you just want to connect through feeling, the more chance they have to feel successful, like a successful partner to you, which is massive for a more masculine person. Now, if you're more of a fighter for rational thinking, a freedom fighter, if you will, then your partner's probably more feminine than you, or at least you want her to be. You really do want her to be. That's the gift you're yearning for from her, or him, for that matter. So when conflict arises, I suggest this for you. Just honor your partner's feelings. Breathe deeply. And just feel into your partner's pain. There's a human being in pain in front of you. All you need to do is have empathy for that human pain. That's it. You don't have to fix it. That's number two. You don't have to fix it. And I know that won't be easy and it doesn't make sense because you think if you can just fix the problem she's talking about her or get her to see things the way that you do, then everything will quickly get back to great. But she doesn't work that way. My girlfriend can look at me square in the face when I'm done trying to rationalize her emotions or my emotions and say, you know, none of that makes any difference to my feelings right now. I mean, it's maddening, and it's true. And the irony is if you just connect with her in this feeling ocean, soon the storm will pass and she'll feel better, probably without you having to even do anything about it. She just wants to know you feel her and that you care about her feelings, which means, of course, you gotta learn how to care about your own feelings too. Now, there's so much more to this, of course, there's so much to explore, but I wanna keep it simple and leave it at that. So I'll leave you with this question. Are you a feeling fighter or a freedom of thought fighter? So share this video with your loved one or a friend and leave a comment below and let's keep the conversation going. I hope that was helpful. My name is Bryan with Reeves. Mwah. Love you. Have fun out there.